of thought, if we think outside of the box, we will have freedom. We will have freedom. And isn't that what the Pilgrims took pause to recognize? That they had freedom. And with freedom and God combined, anything can be accomplished. And that is what we give thanks for.
Well, we're living here in Allentown, and they're closing all the factories down.
I want you to have a conversation at the dinner table with your friends and family, because we are headed towards a system of government that China has. And you'll hear all the leaders all around the world. China is the new model, right? China is the new model. It's great to see the sudden reverence that we have for China. They are a communist country, just like they were under Chairman Mao. They only killed 80 million people. Seriously, that's it. Only 80 million. I want to show you a picture of the people in communist China, how wonderful life was under Mao. See these guys? These weren't prisoners, by the way. These weren't prisoners. These are just workers. Chairman Mao thought, this guy, let's just call him 119. They just need numbers, because that's really all people are, numbers. China is the same country today, except they don't call it communism anymore. They call it state capitalism. Well, are they capitalist? Well, yes. They're not communists, really, because what is communism? Communism is state-controlled, state-owned, state-run. Nobody owns anything. So that's not communism, because now they let people make money. They let people own things, all right? But not entirely. So it's not communism. Look it up in the dictionary. What is the step between communism and capitalism? It's socialism. So it's a socialist country, right? Now state capitalism. It's capital S, state capitalism, which is equal to the nation. It's not local. It will be one world government. State capitalism. It's actually National Socialism. Gee, who had National Socialism? It's the base of the economy, using private companies to be the engine. Who had this system? That's right, National Socialism. Somebody had it. We should look that up. You'd have privately owned companies. You just have to do what the state says. In China, it's completely different, because they have privately owned companies who have to do what the state says. Germany. Germany had this. That's National Socialism is the Nazi Party. So if we wouldn't go for national, let's just capitalize the S, and that way we don't freak anybody out, because we will say that, no, it's not National Socialism, it's state. And everybody's freaked out by communism, and it's not communism, because you still get to own things. You just have to do what the state says. So let's call it capitalism, when actually it's National Socialism. Let's call it state capitalism. And the word, this is what progressives do. They just changed the words. They changed the meaning. It's National Socialism. It's what Hitler said could never be defeated. What are you hearing from people? You will never beat China. Why? Because they just steal the technology, they railroad anybody, and they'll just kill anybody who's retweeting. No trial. The person responsible for the tweet, which was satirical, mocked youth demonstrators who smashed Japanese products in protest with a dispute with Japan. She disappeared on her wedding day. That was October 27th. This week, people finally found out where she was. She was detained. A year of re-education through labor. Oh, that's very progressive of them. There, she's going to make some progress, right? I wonder if she has a number yet. This is supposedly the country that is the new world leader, the model that everyone will follow. If you think the Earth has a temperature like Al Gore does, do you really believe China is going to try to cut back on emissions for the good of the planet? They're tossing people into camps over tweets. Are they going to stand up for freedom in the world? National socialism? Or state capitalism? I'm sorry, I don't play that. Even though I am an alcoholic and I am fluent in bull crap, I'm tired of talking it. I'm tired of speaking that language. Let's call a spade a spade. And what happens when they rule the world and there is no strong defense against it, where there is no one to stand against state capitalism? What Ronald Reagan said all those decades ago against the last state capitalists that were communist at the time still applies today. Watch this.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth.
Amen. Back in a minute. I announced on this program Friday night that on December 15th, I'm going to be in a little town called Wilmington, Ohio. It's a very, very small town. It's the town that 60 Minutes has referred to as ground zero for unemployment. They consider it ground zero because when the overnight carrier DHL closed its operations there, 7,000 jobs were lost in Wilmington alone, and this is a town of 12,500 people. Imagine that. Despite all of that, you have never seen a town like this. Never. I consider it ground zero for hope. Frankly, I am not going there to help Wilmington out. I am going to bring you to Wilmington, and if you're in the area, I want you to come. If not, I just want you to watch on TV that night, because I believe Wilmington can rescue the rest of the nation. Their churches are all working together to help each other. They are doing such amazing things. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of a town provide 24-hour God cover? 24 hours, 7 days a week, the residents of Wilmington pray. They pray for each other in the town. They have prayer walls that allow people to come in and write down requests for prayers. It's all of the denominations, and it's all funded by individual donors. Watch this.
We like to say it's upward to God and outward to the community through prayer. It is a 24/7 prayer room. We are open for the community, but also to pray for our community. There's a hope that's starting to stir among the people that we're going to be okay. We're going to get through this.
I have to tell you, my staff went out to do some preparatory work over the weekend, and they all came back and they said, Glenn, you're never going to want to leave this town. You'll never want to leave this town. It's amazing. There's a lot to learn from these people and how they are dealing with it, and we must learn it. And there's a lot to learn from the Sugar Tree Ministry. This is a ministry here where they are feeding people every day. They don't know how the pantries are going to get filled for the next day. Every day they lay their hands on these shelves and say, Lord, help fill them. They haven't asked for a dime, nor will they take a dime from the government. So what am I asking? I am asking you to not only help these people put food on the shelves of their pantries, but more importantly, I am asking you to come and join me in Wilmington on December 15th, if you're anywhere near there, because I want you to feel this town. I want you to know that this isn't some pie-in-the-sky dream that we can all live together and we can all help each other and everything. This is happening. It's real. It's a wonderful life, except it's not a movie. It's real. I want you to come or witness on television an amazing, unforgettable Christmas experience. This will be for your whole family. I'm going to be doing a show at the local theater. The proceeds are going to go to the soup kitchen and to the theater. It's the historic Murphy Theater. But it's much more than that. It is going to be the last scene of It's a Wonderful Life, I think. You're going to be able to get things of real value. Where's the candy? Did somebody take the candy? Here it is. You'll be able to get stuff. Look, you can get people all kinds of presents. But, I mean, who makes candy like this? I love this. The ingredients, Ingredients: sugar, butter, cashews. Ingredients: